They celebrated the drug dealer, the pimp, the prostitute. You know what I'm
Can you
saying?
hear me
So
now?
I think we need to reverse some of this shit. And we making the real shit cool again. You know what I'm saying? We need to make the real shit cool again. It's cool to keep it real. It's cool to be loyal. It's cool to be down. It's cool to be certain shit. You know what I mean? I think we got to start changing some of that. That's right.
Hey,
Cool.
pimping comes with a mandatory minimum of 15. Ain't nothing
Sure.
cool about that.
They better learn it. They gonna learn the hard way, man. They gonna learn the hard way, you know. And you don't want to be in there concurrent charges. To tell you the truth. Cooler, what up? You can say something. Say something, Cooler. See if we can hear you clear.
Yeah, you can hear me better now?
Yeah, a little bit better. Not that much.
Okay. Yeah, man, sorry, I'm not work. But I think, and I only heard a little bit of what Phil and Uda was talking about, so I don't have the full
I could barely
perspective.
understand them,
We
bro.
can't really hear you, Kulu. You got to drop and come back up because we can't hear you, Kulu. I know you're gonna say some shit, and I want your bars to land. You know what I'm saying when you say your shit. Straight. Y'all get ahead though. Y'all can speak.
Yeah, so this happened on Chaotic Truth today.
Yeah, it's going down now. It's live.
Bro.
It's going down live, bro. I got triggered when I seen it earlier today. I said, "What the fuck?" I wasn't even gonna do no stream, nothing. You know, I'm gonna be live like that. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" A pop
And it's worse now.
That shit was crazy. What you said, Shadow?
Sorry, it's worse now than it was earlier. Now they're calling people mammies. Like, man, that's just been wild.
But see, that's the thing though. They thrive on this dumb shit. Like that whole entire, and it's a running gag. Like I've snuck into the Thorpe's Discord. They do this on purpose. That's what they're here to do, to purposely trigger people to do dumb shit. And as far as chaotic, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I'm telling you, who are we? At the end of the day, we so reactive that people could bank on us being reactive. That, come on, if you study anything about self, anything about psych, anything, bro, it'll tell you that that's one thing that you can't be. We're so reactive. Look at Pearl Hannah Davis. She came spewing her little dumb shit, trying to get her channel lit. She got 1 million subscribers. I ain't seen 1,000 people in her live yet. I can show you a person in the beef sector right now, got 300 subscribers, but got 600 people in their live right now. So at the end of the day, we be getting people lit. We make everyone lit, and we got to also understand that. And we be so reactive. A person know they could say one word to us and get us to bite. They could do one thing and get us to always trigger. Once a lot of things fall on deaf ears and on deaf eyes, that's when that shit starts to fall. You know what I mean? It's gonna fall to them. And as long as we reactive and people could bank on us being the consumer, you know what I'm saying, of some shit, because we the leading consumer, and we the leading consumer in a lot of this bullshit too. We make this shit pop too, because we trigger.
Bro, I done seen some of the most thought-provoking conversations happen on YouTube with 12 people in the chat. I seen a gay man get bashed in the head with a tire iron by another gay man, and there was 7,000 people in the chat. What are we doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, even over in the beef sector, I seen somebody's whole entire medical history get put up, and there was thousands of people in the chat. I seen somebody dock somebody mama down to the bones, down to the marrow, pulled up the whole ancestry.
Seen it, bro. I've seen it all, son. So I know. I've seen it. I've been on YouTube long enough to know, and I've seen it get real treacherous on YouTube. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, certain shit I've always been against. You know what I mean? Children being dogged, certain shit. You know what I mean? I've always been against that, even when I came to YouTube, and I still feel the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look at the current state of things right now. Even with the Corey and Anton situation, they love it.
Yeah, I think so. Anton love it more than everybody else, though. You love it more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, because I think that if Anton went off into the sunset after that, I think this whole situation would be different. I think that he's the first agitator of the situation, really. After it's left the studio and all of that, he re-agitated in another way. Instead of confronting the situation the way he should have, which is say, listen to me, first of all, this woman can never be my side chick. Don't even disrespect that like that. Don't even disrespect her like that before I'm saying dirty macking. So if I'm dirty macking, if Corey snitched on me, then I'm snitching on Mika if she got a situation, right? So it got to be good for the goose if it's good for the gander. So I think that Anton is the first leading, you know what I mean, agitator in that, for real, you know what I mean? Because he could have confronted that in another way and made Corey just look dumb. You know what I'm saying? It made him look stupid. You know what I mean? Anything he would have said, he'd have just been looking more stupid.
Right, but let me give you the inverse, right? The inverse is this, right? Anton handled it the way that Anton do, because I don't expect Anton to handle it any other way than who Anton is and how he do things. And the way he handled it, from me knowing who Anton is and being around Anton and being on Anton's panels, like being on Fight Club and stuff like that, the way he handled that situation with Corey, I expected that. That was all Anton. If he would have did anything different, I would be like, bro, you on some sucker shit. Like for real.
Why would he be on some sucker shit? The man is leading as a Christian, bro. The man is saying he's Christian first, bro. This ain't Christian like. This ain't no Jesus like. This ain't nothing like. No one's perfect, but you're not going to become peddling that like you, the TV evangelist preacher, and saying you care about Jesus and God or whatever the case may be. And then you can't even see a situation and react humbly in the situation and rightfully. That is leadership. That is a man that's leading a ship over there. You got people that's on the boat is getting attacked in a way. How do you lead? He didn't lead. He didn't protect that woman. He didn't protect nobody. He actually was crying when they was talking about his kids. He actually tried to make it to a black thing when it wasn't a black thing, and the man was acting like a goddamn victim. So if that's who he is, a victim, then okay, he's a victim. All right. That's how I think about it.
Let me propose this, right? I propose it this way. All is fair when it comes to throwing shit against the wall. But when you introduce kids to the situation, everything becomes different, right?
Of course.
We know Corey ain't shit.
Corey ain't shit. So don't think I stand.
We know.
He ain't
oh
shit.
No. We know Corey ain't shit, and we know Anton ain't shit. There's two things that we do know. So him putting on a show and being reactive to Corey's bullshit, it was what it was. But the moment that you put kids up there, now it's a whole entire different battle. You see what I'm saying?
For me, period. It's hands up with that. That's just period. Yeah.
Well, because think about it. Corey got exposed because of what he did to Anton. Like, people started putting all Corey's dirty laundry out, including his PDF stuff, because of what he did to Anton. Yeah. Even if we don't like the reason why they're doing it, we definitely needed to know that this was a real situation.
Right. So this is the thing though. This the way I always say it. And I'm actually glad that the Corey and Anton situation popped off the way it did. I'm not glad that his daughter got put up there. I'm not glad his wife got put up there. I'm just glad that degeneracy got put out there and everyone's reaping the benefit off of a situation that they didn't have nothing to do with. Because you know what it tells me? It proves more to my whole entire stanza of I hate everyone equally on the individual level because y'all don't really care about nothing. Y'all don't have no standards. Y'all don't have no morals. Because when that situation popped off, niggas been going live for 3 to 4 weeks with Anton on the thumbnail. But then this compilation video come out about Corey and now nobody's saying nothing. I thought y'all cared. What happened?
Yeah, I know people talking about Corey too, though. Don't get it twisted. People talking about Corey. People talking about him. He ain't no good. And everybody is, if not shocked by some of the shit they heard, or not shocked, or re-shocked, or whatever. Some of the things that we've heard from Corey recently, I ain't never heard that he said these things. And I know we are all shocked by a lot of that shit.
That compilation is from years ago.
That's why
you see what I'm saying? But here's the crazy thing. The day that compilation came out, the TikTok profile that put that compilation out there was created the same day. So this is the way I look at it. How shocked are y'all about his daughter getting put on that screen? Apparently y'all not shocked at all, because why? Not everybody's drumming up live streams to take a shot at Anton. But here's the problem. How come y'all ain't doing live streams about Anton? Or y'all waited for a moment to where y'all thought he was vulnerable? Now that his daughter got
but does it matter? Does it matter?
Absolutely, it doesn't. But you know what does matter? What matters
is what I'm saying. Doesn't matter when it's war.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying if it's up, it's up. You know what I'm saying?
Watch this though.
So maybe people feel stronger now. I don't know what people feel. Right. I don't know why they feel.
So if me and you had a beef from 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I can't remember. I don't know the gentleman's name that's up here in the middle.
Oh, Shadow.
Let's say you and Shadow get into it next week, and then I go back and I start doing a year's worth of content on you. Yeah, by the way, that nigga ain't shit because of this. You gonna be like, bro, if you felt this way, this way, you should have been doing streams about me. You know what I'm saying?
I would say that.
Now, here's the other side of the coin. I'm okay with people doing streams about Anton. I'm okay with people not doing streams about Corey. But you know what's gonna happen? What happens when you can't talk about Anton and Corey no more? What's gonna happen with your streams?
That's a whole other thing in YouTube. You know, then maybe that's when people got to show their creativity of what they're gonna do, and that's where the cream of the crop gonna rise to the top, and whoever's on the bottom gonna do that. But at the end of the day, it's still a higher conversation. So whenever we get to talking about these conversations, be it Corey, be it Anton, I think that God came to do that right there, to make those two people collide, both doing some degenerate stuff as well, so that we could look at something and put them both on the board. You know what I'm saying? Can both men change? Of course. None of us are beyond change at the end of the day, but Anton positions himself as a leader, one of the leaders of our community. You know what I'm saying? And he has potential to be that. He can be, whether people think he not this or he not that or he not anything, right? We just do that to all of our people. We always say that nobody's right to do nothing, right?
Mhm.
So, but at the end of the day, Anton got to do better, right? He got to be leading like that. I've known about Anton for years. At the end of the day, he does things and his wife becomes the battleground for a lot of things that's happened. I've seen it now spill to a point that his daughter is weaponized against this now, right? So what are we
Oh no,
doing?
that's old news.
So
That's
now
that's
so when we look at the scape of it, it's like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I've never heard his wife say anything though. That's the crazy thing. I never heard his wife ever say nothing. But
Oh
at the end of the day,
no.
you see what I'm saying? I never heard her speak against or say nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never heard her come out the battle to say, I mean, people just said something about her kids. She could have said something right now. Nobody could stop her. The fuck, who talking about my kids? She could speak up. She's a parent. But at the end of the day, it's like a lot of owners got to go on Anton. You know what I'm saying? He got to be the one to be
Yeah.
like, yo, I got to move in a better route, because if he weaponized against tyranny kids or whoever kids and said things, whatever the case, because any weaponization against kids is wrong to me. But now you
Mhm.
feel it and know it now. Pause, but you see it now, Anton,
Mhm.
because now your child has been been weaponized against now. So maybe
Right.
it's the time that come on forward now for him to start to change some of the things that's in his past, because a lot of time we move from our past and we run from it, but we still got to go back in our past and clean up things that we've done that was wrong. Just because we moved on in life, that don't mean people move on. So
Facts.
he should take that time to be like, you know what I mean? Because when his child was weaponized against people, some people did not see it, and that's fucked up. They
Mhm.
couldn't see that his child was weaponized against. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Regardless of if he's an asshole or whoever he the fuck wants to be. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They couldn't see it like that based on who he's been. You know what I'm saying? Based on
Right.
what he's done to other people's children. So maybe you gotta de-weaponize people from some of that, even though you may never always, but you got to say your sorries for shit, because you can say, look, man, yeah, maybe I did that in my past, but I'm different now, and I have apologized for that. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right.
Instead of just keeping the same shit going from the past.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Let me introduce you to how things happened before. People used to always come at Anton and his daughter. And you know what used to happen?
His daughter?
Rita, yes, Rita used to pop out. Rita used to blow up. I'm talking about
I never
nuclear
saw that.
level.
I
It
swear.
was it's on Fight Club. So here's the thing: Fight Club is not available. A lot of these
I
things
know.
that, like the whole tyranny situation. This is what irritates me about the tyranny situation, right? Tyranny is on this big tirade about, oh, he talked about my kids. Tyranny, you talked about everybody's kids. You talked about Jay Prince's kids. You talked about Daryl's kids. You talked about everybody's kids. You talked about Angry
Still,
Man's
it
kids.
don't make it right. Not
No, no, no.
tyranny doing
No.
it, not tyranny's kids, not
Mhm,
Anton's kids, not your kids, not the person in the kids chat, not my
mhm.
kids. Don't matter anyone that's doing it. We all wrong, but we still protecting who?
Facts.
The children. We're
Facts.
not
But
protecting tyranny. We're not protecting Anton.
mhm.
We're not protecting none of these people. We protecting the children.
So let me ask you this question.
What we
If
protect.
I put my kids up as a shield against you, and yet I attack you from behind my kids, am I using my kids in the right way? Is it fair for you to target my kids?
Yeah, that's a different situation.
That's a different situation, right?
Yeah, I
So
see
if
what
I
you're saying.
say,
I see what you're saying.
if I get out here and I be like, oh, Uda, you ain't this because of this, and then you go to say something back to me, and then I'm like, no, I'm a father, bro. You being a father ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Then I
True.
attack you, and then
True.
so people used to attack Anton for all of the women that he used to hang around, but they don't know nothing about Anton. See, that's none of their business. Like if you got a main chick and you got a side chick, and I know you got a main chick, it ain't none of my business to speak up about your side chick. But everybody used to do it. My thing is this. I don't care what people say about Anton. My thing is hold the mirror up and look at yourself. While everybody out here is doing these streams, I'm like, oh man, tyranny, oh, that's fucked up. What happened to tyranny? Guess what? You was there too, and you was laughing. You was laughing about the situation. You was laughing about the situation where everybody used
I
to talk
saw,
about
I
Jay
saw,
Prince
I
kid.
saw some of that too.
You see what I'm saying? So the
I saw
crazy
some of
thing
that.
is everybody's a hypocrite in this whole. This is why I'm thankful that the Corey and Anton situation happened, because all it does is makes everyone realize that they're more hypocritical than what they think they are. But the problem is that everybody has this ability and go live, and that they want to make the money and they want to be victims themselves. How you a victim of Anton? You got to, bruh.
But
You
what?
understand? Do
You
you
gotta what?
understand me?
You gotta pick them up. But what? Finish the sentence. What you was
How,
gonna
how,
say?
how, how you a victim of a situation that you willingly participated in or that you
You
created
can
yourself?
be. You can be, bro. I was just at the Diddy trial. I covered the Diddy trial, bro.
Yeah.
So when you look at a situation like the Diddy trial, bro, right? Are you a victim of the situation that you put in? That's the whole premise of the Diddy trial. I was there covering the shit for 40 days in the court. I was there when Diddy was sentenced in his court. And that shit opened my mind to a lot of that shit, to a victim, to what is a victim, what we think a victim is, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because they got a thing called consent regret. Because you could consent to something right now, but then regret what the fuck you consent to. I never knew about that shit. I learned that shit during the trial. You know what I'm saying?
Buyer's remorse is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, I'm saying, so you get to, you know what I mean? You get to opening your whole perspective on what is a victim? What is this? You know what I mean? Because we understand that hurt people too, and people's victims and shit too. And this is where it all comes from. If we want to go into the crux of it for real.
Absolutely.
We all got trauma that we really need to deal with and visit, and maybe this coming to the surface with the Anton Corey shit brings not only they shit to the forefront, but all of our shit to the forefront to say how can we change and be better too as well, right?
So a fair assessment is that people need to get their attitudes and get their mind right and get whatever traumas they're dealing with right before they click live or before they click on the panel, right?
I would think you should do that. I would think so because, like, take me for instance, right? So boom. I've been online for years, right? So when I got known to Anton is because Anton was trying to play my homegirl Tawana, right? So boom. So the first people that did this was me, my man King, and Daryl Long. Me, my man King, and Daryl Long, okay? Because niggas wasn't out here defending no black women and all that. Get out of here. Niggas was called simp for doing that type of shit. So, but at the end of the day, this started there. You know what I'm saying? At that time, we had a conversation. We got Anton to come on the panel on King's channel. He came on the panel with us, spoke with us. Tawana was there. We had the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I got a little triggered because Anton, this is my first interaction with him. So I was a little triggered, you know what I'm saying? So I was cursing at him and shit like that. But I never made videos on Anton after this. You know what I'm saying? Because what that interaction with us wasn't about me and him. You know what I'm saying? It was about the situation with Tawana and whatever happened, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever spilled out happened after that. But this is the first time where Anton was held to the fire over some things that he was saying. He said that he had receipts or whatever the case may be, whether he had them or not. We was like, nigga, bring them out then. What the fuck going on? Or we just going, but what? Saying sorry's what we doing. And Anton actually went about apologizing on his platform for the Tawana thing after whatever happened, whatever. But I think if memory serves me correct, Anton did apologize on his platform about it, whatever the case may be. Feel me? So I never made no videos on Anton. So I only recently made a few when the Corey Holcomb shit happened. So I can understand some of your thought on how people are just making videos on them. I could get it.
Well, my thing is this: like even with Tawana coming back, like to talk about the whole the situation when she went up there with Freezy, right?
Yeah,
I go back to Tawana's channel. You ain't been talking about Anton in forever.
Nah, she ain't talking about it forever. But you know that maybe this the time. That's how come you had the Me Too era. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you never know. Some people feel powerful when they have powerful. Sometimes a person maybe feel that my voice was falling on deaf ears. So if you feel like then you might have the ears now and you might take a shot to shoot your shit. So I can't say why a person would do something. You know what I mean? Just because of that. You know what I mean? I just can't just say. It could seem that way though. So you could look at it like that. So I'm not gonna say the way you're seeing things is wrong. Because you could see it that way, but I also got to see it other ways too, because we don't. You feel me? So we don't know how people's been hurt, and I understand because her husband at that time, and it was a lot with that with Anton. You a beta, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot going on. Bro, her husband's supposed to have been the one really to been defending this shit, but at the end of the day, we was real brothers. You know what I'm saying? And brothers, you know, I wasn't trying to bag her. King wasn't trying to bag her. Daryl wasn't trying to bag her. You know what I'm saying? Keep it gangster. You know what I'm saying? We were just on some real shit, supporting our sister on some real shit. So
we all move about this world based on how it is that we was raised and the things that we come across that we then acquire, right? The way our attribute, our makeup, our worldview, our perspective is everything how we see it. So my perspective is this: if you had a problem with Anton, you should have been a problem. You know, I learned this from a uncle of mine a long time ago. He said, "I don't do tomorrow what I can do today." If I got a problem with you, today, I'm gonna handle it today because I'm not about to be rested on it. You're not about to be eating on me for years, paying rent in my headspace, and I'm sitting back here just letting you do your thing. You see what I'm saying? So now that I see everybody coming at Anton, it's just like great. I'm glad that y'all coming at Anton. You know why? Because Anton love it. Why? Because he know how to utilize the algorithm. When him and Corey got into it, that man's name was at the top of Google for 3 days.
I believe it.
Bro, I'm about to utilize.
He did that, but Anton is the one that shaped that. Anton did all of that. That's Anton's doing.
Did you pay attention to his Twitter though?
Yeah, this is his doing though. But I've been had the insight that he was gonna go to Tasha K after the shit happened. You know.
No. I'm saying you remember the Corey video came out, right? You know, Anton had a post 10 minutes before that video dropped.
Listen, son, I already know. Better yet, first of all, you the one that came and told me. Better yet, the fuck am I talking about? Somebody told me. You the one that came and told me. I think it was you, right? It
Yeah,
was you. The fuck is I'm
bro,
talking about? It was
when the
you that
shit,
told me. Better
yeah,
yet,
when the shit came out, I was like, yo, what the
because you the one that
hell?
told me. I think, bro. Better yet,
Right. So the way I look at it is this: people don't want solutions. They don't want peace. They don't want progress. They don't want any type of things that bring any type of civility to the internet. Because why? The internet is just a playground for fuck shit, and that's
yeah,
all it is. So even with this situation with CT, I see Wall Street Willie in the chat.
yeah,
Even with this situation with CT, bro, this ain't the first time this to happen. So
yeah.
why are we surprised? Like everybody up in arms about this situation and the what you call it, the Epstein file situation, bruh. I could take you to places on the internet where you would look at the Epstein files like, bro, this is kid gloves. This is nothing.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? So instead of us being in an outrage, like it's Black History Month. Why in the hell is this man letting these white people sit up here and disrespect these people? But then again, look at who he is. I don't put nothing past him.
There you go, man. He's charging 250 to drop Ben Thorpe.
Bruh,
Yo,
come on,
like
man. It's all
250 to drop
inclusive.
him. And I done seen Ben drop at least 2 times.
You see what I'm saying?
I
And
don't
they
know if he
paying
got
the
250 each,
money.
but I think people spend it at Gus.
That's how I used to work on Fight Club. Certain people would come around and would just blow the whole spot up. And next thing you know, the bounty system come about. And that whole bounty system thing, bro. After what I seen happen with Drip and Daryl and with Sharon and his cousin, and I'm not saying that any of this is true. I'm just saying it looked funny. That bounty system is gonna get played out. It's gonna be a time coming. It's a reckoning coming, but a lot of people don't see it.
I don't think it's that. The bounty system is the bounty system. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think Sharon and his cousin is doing anything nefarious with that. Me personally, that's my own lens. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But I don't think that personally. I think I'm a good judge of characters with certain shit. I just don't think that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't know what the situation with Drip is, but you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's why I say
more of that.
Optics.
But at the end of the day, just you know what I mean? At the end of the day, people hustling, people getting money. You know what I mean? I come from life, so I get it. You know what I mean? So I don't watch this. I don't major in the minors. You know what I'm saying? I'll major in the minors. If I'm coming to drop somebody and I'm spending money on, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. If I meet a woman and I'm spending money and I want to do this, this is what I'm doing. So I don't really concern what people doing and why other shit's happening. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. I'm a man. I'm taking accountability of what I'm doing. So you know what I mean? If I want to drop motherfucker, I'm dropping you. I don't give a fuck if he's giving you back the money to drop your ass. I want to drop you. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a statement I'm trying to make, and I want to make
even in that aspect, right? This is why, and I'm glad that you said that because, and I've been saying this for years. People get mad at me when I say it. There's no morals on YouTube, and the street ain't the internet. It's two completely different places. I don't know why people keep thinking that the street and the internet is symbolic or it's the same exact thing. It's not. This is YouTube. This is social media. People gonna get it in how they fit in, and this whole entire everything that's going on the internet right now, whatever situation or topic that you can think of, it's all just for entertainment. Because don't nobody really, they don't mean nothing behind it. They really don't. Because those who actually have something that can be contributionary to something that can make your life better, they don't get the attention that they need. They don't.
But it's all good. To me, I don't look at the people like that. You look at the people with the glass half empty. I look at the people with their glasses, and all of our glasses half full. So even if we're making mistakes and stuff like that, I just see how we could change it. I just feel that we can change it. So what I can do is just add to parts of the change. And then it just starts from 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 people. And then certain shit just start shifting because we also like that too. We also with the fashion and what's real fly, we really with. But we could really make cool shit, the real shit cool again. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's what we got to do. I think that we got to make the real shit cool again. And we can't worry about the people that's not or the people that's not and not. You know what I'm saying? When they start seeing what it is and when we start moving the ways, then it's just infectious as well. So my mind just rather focuses on how we could build and how we could actually come together on some real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can I make a quick adjustment right quick? The quick adjustment is this because you're about to watch it really. My thing is this: I don't look at people with the glass half full. I look at people with no glass. You see what I'm saying? Because if people, I hate everyone equally on the individual basis. If people actually wanted substance or change, they wouldn't be popularizing or glorifying, gloricizing fuck shit. But that's what they love to do though. Because why? It's going to bring views, it's going to bring the money, it's going to bring the attention, it's going to bring the subscribers and all this, that, and the other. One of the things I always love to point at is the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial really separated a lot of what happened in America. But then you could look at the Johnny Depp trial as far as like the whole breaking of the Me Too era. A lot of people were split over this shit. Look at Trump. When Trump first came into office, man, America was split. Families was split. Bro, relationships was ended because of this nigga Trump. The same thing with Obama. So why are people allowing world things to affect their real life? Because they themselves really don't have a hold on what's happening in their real life. Look at this gender war conversation. Niggas been arguing and bitches been arguing for forever, and the shit still ain't gonna stop because they don't want solutions. If they want to change, they will stop participating in this shit.
I don't know. Maybe we participate until we see something different. You know what I'm saying? Everything could be hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta get creative. You gotta get ingenuitive. We have to think. We've watched people do it. We have leaders that have done the shit we talking about. We have representations of it. The people that run America actually took our civilizations and histories and the things that we had, our ancient sciences and histories, and created this right here. So at
Fact,
the end of the day, what are we talking about?
fact.
Yeah.
Nah, we got to think higher, build higher. We got every example of what we could be. Even if we want to use Jesus, we know what we could be. So we have every example of what the black man need to be and a black woman. We done been enslaved. We done been every goddamn thing already. So we don't need a George Floyd, anything to happen any day. Any day we could rise up when we ready. Because we have every example of everything already. We have to stop looking for another reason and understand we have every reason, and we're going to build on this. And we're going to start to shift and change shit. And we got it's
Fact.
electrical. We have to
See,
think like this. You know what I'm saying? Really good, bro.
when it comes to the YouTube game, though, a lot of what sells, get the likes up, get the views up, is the controversy, right? So, me as a supporter, right? Because there is that, you know, lane of people who go to platforms to disagree, right? But like, I even had to look at myself crazy, like, nah, I can't be over here anymore. Because for me as a man, it's just certain places I draw lines, and the main one more than anything is children, right? Like I prioritize protecting women as well, but once it gets weird with the kids in any format, like I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So when as I'm watching this, and he's got these dudes on this platform, and they're defending how you more so than them defending right to want a child, right? The ability to want a child, which is sick in itself. They were sitting there demonizing the victims. And that for me is like, yeah, I can't even play with this dude no more. Pause. Like, I can't, because as I'm watching, I'm sitting here watching the super chats rolling and whatnot, and I can't. You at some point, as a supporter or someone that's involved, because I definitely don't support CT or his image. Everybody knows I'm the super villain over there, right? But even just, being there is support in a certain capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like even being in the comments to a certain capacity is a support that after today, nah, I'm out, man. Like I'm out
Crazy,
there.
bro. Crazy, bro. But that's what
Bro,
we doing.
what you seen today was light work. It's a stream that I don't know if Sharon still got or not, but it's a stream where he had where Ben and Grace is up there calling people niggas and calling people bitches and
The first time I
hoes.
got
Oh
home,
no, that was in there too, and it was Ben. He was the one talking about, how a lot of 16-year-olds out here manipulating men, and
Bruh.
then they got the white girl that clearly want to be Pearly Gates. You know what I mean? So then she jumps in and she starts going in, and it becomes, oh, black women, black women, black women, black. It was
Mm-hmm.
crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It
they
was
tried to come
nasty.
to they tried to come to my panel when I was doing a show about him. And Grace came up there and she was like, "What's the problem, nigga? I'm the hottest topic right now." I said, "You white bitch." And then her father tried to come up there. I said, "Bro, if you don't get your PDF file ass on the fuck
See,
somewhere, bro."
CT started with a whole monologue on being the Black History debunker, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna debunk the stories of Rosewood, this, that, and the third, right? So I'm like, got him. I'm ready to crash out and jump on the panel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I was gonna hit him with Wilmington, Delaware. He always goes to the fact that black people haven't created anything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, a good linchpin moment. Once it went Epstein, I was like, yeah, I'm good. He
Hey, but
tries
really,
to,
watch
he
this though.
said, he said
Watch
50.
this though.
He said, I could drop 50 if I want to get on the panel. I'm like, bro, as he's protecting, right, a white man that is being racist, you got to put 250 on him. But I got to pay 50 to get on your platform. I'm proud to say I never gave him a nickel. And
Bro,
drop
I'm
drop
not.
your drop your cash app, Buddha, because I break bread wherever I'm at, man. When I
I said
support the
Udon go.
brothers. So
I said
yeah,
Udon
go
go.
ahead, bro.
I don't support, like, if I gotta pay you to disagree with you, I could disagree with you from the chat, or even better, I have my own platform. I could disagree with you on my own platform. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say no names of who I had this problem with, but when I had a problem with them, they was like, "No, if you want to come up on the panel, you got to pay." And I'm like, "What?" But then the same person who also did some way more egregious shit than I have, they just let them up for free, and I'm just like, "Wait, so let me get this right. I disagree with you, and yet you got niggas on the internet not just going after kids, but saying things that they would do to kids, and you let them up for free. No, you got it, big homie. It ain't that important. We got to stop giving this internet so much
And
power.
he not only put them up for free,
Mhm.
he put like a
Bro, your
Hold on,
internet
you broke up,
bugging.
Willie. Hold on, you was
Bugging.
breaking up. Hold on, Willie, you was breaking up. We want to hear what you say. He put what?
I said, you can hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. Play.
I said he not only let him up for free, but he put a $250 cushion, right?
See
I
what I'm
So
told
saying?
so
him that.
people
I
couldn't
told
get him
Sal
out of
that.
here.
See what I'm
I
saying?
just told
Nasty work,
Sal that.
man.
So
I
now
just
so
told
now
Sal that.
so now you got to ask yourself, right? Do he really believe in anything that Ben believes or stands for, or is he just up there as a show pony and he's trying to get the money? And once you recognize that, you be like, all right, this is just a show.
Chaotic has been who Chaotic is, man. Chaotic used to come to
Absolutely.
my channel years ago, bro. Probably like
Mhm.
6 years ago, bro. I bring back the streams, bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no subs, bro. Straight. He used to
Right.
come to my channel. My channel's monetized. I've been
He
doing it.
tried to fuck Grace.
So at the end of the day, I don't put nothing past that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Allegedly, we're gonna drop in allegedly, but
No,
it's
it's on
okay.
video. It's
That's
on
crazy.
video.
That's
It's
crazy.
on. I would listen.
That's crazy.
I
But then
don't.
you
I
see what
don't. I
people's
don't
minds
say
lie.
stuff. Yeah.
You see what people's minds lie. If that's the case, then that's crazy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? At the end of the day, for what I know of CT, he's married to a black woman, regardless of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we might say he doing satire. You could say whatever he think he want to say he doing. And I, you know what I mean? Sometimes think about that, you know what I mean? Because he's married
Right.
to a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about
Mhm.
that. But that right there is crazy.
So the thing is this, right? This internet. I'm gonna come on camera because you is on camera. I'm gonna be respectful. You know,
Oh, it's cool.
being on camera.
It's
All
cool,
right,
bro.
man.
It's cool,
So
man. You see you
thing
there?
the thing is, right? When it comes to this whole internet hustle, I get it. I see what's happening, right? I have no problem with it whatsoever. But I said this a long time ago. Do I look at CT as the problem, or do I look at the people who support CT as the problem? Because the ones who support CT, the one who give them the views, the one who give them the subscribers, the one who give them the money, that's the one that's keeping them going. You know, we had this guy by the name of Jay Prince. Everybody knew Jay Prince was garbage, but people kept on supporting Jay Prince. We have other people that's within this way. Look at the whole entire beef sector. Everybody know everybody over there on fuck shit, but guess what? They support each other.
I
So I
think the
can't be
people are
mad.
going to support what they're going to support. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a bigger example. You might say a Jay Prince or somebody like this. We could say Dr. Umar Johnson, bro. The man got millions out the people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes to show you the
Yeah, but I'm
level of
saying
support when
I
the people
can't
support.
disconnect him from the problem, right? Like creating this platform for them to facilitate racist and, in my opinion, like PDF protecting views. Nah, you can't get
Listen,
separated from that. You're a part of that. You know what I'm saying? You laid the groundwork and the runway for them to make those arguments. You sat there, you skinned and griggled, you skinned your teeth, and and it was disgusting, man. Like, I'm not going back over there. That's on the dead homies and the alive ones. I'm not going back over there. I can't be associated with that. That's where I draw the line. Yeah. We
I
could
heard some
crash
things
out
today that's
on
crazy, bro. I didn't even
yeah,
hear
we could
everything.
crash out
I
on
didn't even
black
hear, but I was
ideology
triggered.
all day. But when you play with the kids, I'm out.
This is
my
what I'm
nigga
saying.
said
I
on the
didn't even
dead
hear.
homies and the
Yeah, I
alive.
heard him, but I heard him just alone, bro. You know what I mean? Ben
Yeah.
was already talking about. He was trying to say this is what Ben was saying. This is where he lost me. Ben from the very beginning. It's all like, what the fuck is he talking about? Ben was
Mm.
saying he was trying to say that a young minor is like a actual predator. Like he's trying to put the stats on
Yeah,
it. He's trying to say a
Yeah,
young
man.
minor
bro.
looking
Yeah.
at them as the predator, bro. I'm like, what
Demonizing the
type of rhetoric
victims.
is
Yeah,
this?
man.
There's a video
I
of
never
him.
even heard no rhetoric like that before, ever on YouTube. I swear to
There's
God,
a
I never heard no shit like that.
there's a video of him on a panel, and that's why I say he was justifying it. What he was saying on his panel is that his daughter was coming on to him, so he went and he looked up the law because of what he was going through with his wife. So when he got a divorce from his wife, he took Grace. This is why everybody, it's a running joke in the gag that is he actually doing that with Grace. But the problem is videos out there. Like but there's no way in the world a grown man supposed to be slapping the ass of his daughter and
It's weird,
caressing it.
bro.
You see what I'm
I,
saying?
I
Like,
seen one video I put up. It's in the beginning of the stream. He's kissing
yeah,
her. I'm like, what? That
bruh,
shit is just weird. First of all, I was
bruh.
already thinking like, I never knew this to be nothing. But when I
Mm-hmm.
first seen how they interact and stuff like that, I'm like, something just was off with me. Just period. This is my own opinion, something was
Yeah,
off with me. But then
yeah.
only today
Wait.
I
The
actually
Grace chick
Googled
is
them.
his daughter?
That's his daughter.
Yes, that's his
Today
daughter,
I
his blood
Jesus
Googled
daughter.
them.
Christ.
Today I Googled both of their names, and then the first thing that popped up was like some pictures, but then a video, like a little like Twitter, like an X thing. And I clicked on the X, and a video popped up, and he was like, "Okay, can you give me a kiss?" And then he came to like give a yo. The shit was just weird, bro. And I
Yeah,
put it on the beginning of the stream. I started the video with that because that was just weird to me as well. So maybe some of this rhetoric that he's spitting, talking about the young person could be the predator because he's looking like he could be preyed upon if a younger woman want to do anything with him, and maybe that's some of the situation that people are thinking about with his own child. That's why it goes all together. Maybe allegedly,
yeah, bro. It's so bad. He be sending Grace to other streamers, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stop right there.
it's crazy, bro.
Like bro, it's a
It's,
whole. I'm gonna put this in the back chat for you.
it's
Don't ever show this on your stream.
Nah, I never saw them anyway. I ain't giving them that light anyway. Them people don't need that light. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I was only
so
triggered to make the stream earlier, and then I went back and said, you know what? I left, went outside,
yeah.
came back. And I clicked on the stream again and was like, what the hell going on? You know what? Fire this
Mhm.
one up.
Yeah, but
So
this ain't her or his first go around. They didn't did this on and they do this purposely on black people's panels because they want to take it back to their stream and
Pearl
react to
too,
it.
Pearl too,
Right.
because
They
we
And
want to
so
see
get the
reactive.
clips.
the
No,
whole
And
because we so reactive.
Moonlight gave him the clips by crashing out. Like, I
hmm
Yeah,
respect her energy and her spirit, but she
hmm
wasn't. She was
yeah.
almost fueling their jokes. Like, yeah, I
Exactly. You're
get it.
not the one to represent us right now. You're not the
Right,
right one to be in the fight
right.
because she's not even making certain points. She's talking about they from New England. She thinks they saying England.
He knew better than to let me up.
You know what
This
I'm
would have
saying?
been a
So certain
layup.
people, he want a person that's going, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the system Moonlight, but I don't know how to be. She just got out her body. Like I'm saying, we so reactive that people could always get us out of our body. Pause.
absolutely.
Always want to get us out of our body. You can say
Mhm.
any one word trigger us. Come on, that's why we the customer, the leading customer. Anything they want to sell, they sell right to us. And if we don't jump on the shit, they go right back to the drawing boards and create some new shit or do it better because we make everything pop. And we got
Yo,
to
bro, I
stop being
lined him
so
up
reactive.
ASAP. First thing I did was hit Taz. Yo, wake up, nigga. You
Yeah,
got work
Taz
to
got
do.
right on that.
You
Taz on
got
it, right?
work to do.
Taz was on it. I was like,
I lined him up ASAP. Uda. I
Taz
called
was
my
on
man
it.
Uda.
Taz was on it. You gotta hit the oota. You gotta hit the shooters,
So
man.
so here's the thing. As long as you willing to buy, I'm gonna sell it. I don't care. Nigga, if you want a bloody bone that's been chewed up by a dog, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sell that shit. As a matter of fact, I might even come up with a package deal because you might go take my sale to 10 other people, and they want to come buy a bloody bone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all on how they package it, man.
Yeah, I
And
think
shit
we could
ain't
do
gonna
shit
stop.
healthily though. I think we could do shit in a different way though. You know what I mean? Especially
Mhm.
after you seeing the fight clubs and all of these things came about, we can understand that it's a part of that stuff that we still gravitate to. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
sometimes some of us as friends, we met each other not even being friends. We met each other because we was beefing, fighting each
Mhm.
other, and we got respect for each other, or we ain't like each other all through school, and then we found
Right.
out we lived down the block from each other, the same hood, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we actually build like that. And I mean, it's weird like that. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
so, I think it's all perspective and how we look at the shit. You know what I mean? But something has to change. Something has to change. At least online, the gender war is a real thing. It is a real conversation. I don't see it that much in life, but some people are carrying that out in life. You know what I mean? They
But
got stats to saying that, in relationships, people is like femicides and all kind of things they're talking about when they start speaking
I
about it.
didn't I didn't believe YouTube talking points existed in real life until it happened to me when I was at Walmart, nigga. I was at Walmart in the line and I could have swore Jay Prince was standing behind me. And this dude started talking. And I was like, is that Jay Prince? And I turned around and it wasn't him. And I'm like, oh yeah, he just talking. And then the woman, she will start using like feminism talking points, like YouTube feminine. And I'm just like, this shit
Yeah,
is actually taking over more shit than what
it's
the hell.
real.
It's
Yeah.
And
real, bro.
people is invested into this shit hardcore. Like, bro, I done heard
Oh,
Kevin
bro.
Samuels get quoted pearly things, obsidian anger. I'll just be like, y'all don't even know where this shit come
Real
from.
life. And that's the conundrum, right? Because it's like, do you challenge it or do you just leave it alone and not, accept that it's a cancer? Because in my opinion, it's a cancer. It does need to be challenged. But what ends
Mhm.
up happening is you end up empowering, right, the same
Mhm.
platform that spews the rhetoric that you're opposed to.
Absolutely. It's called
Yeah.
networking in one way, in more
Somehow,
ways
some
than
way
one.
or another, it's gonna be that some way or the other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You don't think what happened with Anton and Corey, you don't think as much as it blew up, where you see, I don't know about y'all, but I done seen new niggas who I ain't never heard of talking about this situation. It's all networking. It's social media at its finest, right? A
Algorithm.
bomb,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
a
sitting
bomb went
back
off.
waiting to see the final, you know, reckoning of it. Because to be honest, like, they both are on record, like, being disgusting, right?
Hmm.
I mean, Corey don't even have to be talked about. Like, he can never come back from that with me, right? Like, there's no, I'm not clicking the link, I'm not watching anything. And
Hmm.
before I heard the things he said about children, I was just dealing with the moment because I don't really follow either one of them like that. I was like, all right, I ain't mad at Corey. Like, I see the way he handled it. But once I heard some of the rhetoric, he's talking about Iceland and you can't, pay the
Bruh,
girls after you're done with them. Yeah, I
bruh,
almost threw up, bro. And
That was crazy. That
yeah,
was
like,
and it triggered me to do a video on that thing, bro.
it's
It
Tiki
triggered me to
Torch
just do a
time.
short. I said, you know what? Let me just do a short. I just did a
yeah.
short just on that. Like, yo, bro. Not only is how's this a joke, but then you personalizing it. That shit is
Hmm.
whack now. Now,
Yeah, that
now
was
it becomes
nasty.
something else. Now, you know what I mean?
That was
I,
nasty.
I think it's
Well, you know why it's being so publicized right now, at least because you know that one of the passport bros, he just got arrested in Brazil
yeah. I
because of
did a
that.
video on his ass. I was triggered to do one on him too. Floyd,
So now
Wallace.
you gotta, yeah. So now you gotta ask yourself. You hear about Epstein, you hear about all these high prolific people doing this. You're hearing about YouTubers doing it. And trust me, just because we talking about these two or three don't mean that it ain't been hundreds before. It's been tons of people who are streamers or who are YouTubers or social media influencers who's been arrested for the same things, if not went through some type of scandal. It brings you back to the baseline, bruh. People is disgusting, right? And yet, when it comes to the internet, people love fragility. People love negativity. People love debauchery. Now I'm with you, Uda. How do we change that? Right. The problem is how? Because you have people who speak out against glorifying and popularizing debauchery and degeneracy. But you know what the problem is? You have more people who love it rather than those who speak up against it. And that's the problem. Because the minority of those, yeah, look, bro, this
Hold up,
whole
we got
situation.
somebody in the background, bro. Steve
Go
Fowles out here, homie. Who this in
ahead.
the background? Let's see who this, man. Who this? Let's let them up. Geisha Takana. I don't know that,
Oh,
man.
that's my wife.
Oh, okay, that's my homie, Roy
Yeah.
Beasy.
Yeah, that's me. Geisha talking
That's
now.
me. I
That's
ain't know
it.
like who this. So let me get them Epstein files. Don't put Uda in the files. Don't
He
put
said
Uda in the files.
somebody knew of
That's my
I
homie.
see. Look, I see your face when I popped up back there. You was looking like,
I said, who that? I see shit moving back there, shit going on. I'm like, who that? I know only my homie thug out like that. Roy, what up, sis?
it was popping.
Hey,
Hi,
Cooler, say
honey.
something, Cooler. Let's see if
Hey,
Cooler
baby,
say
what's
something.
up?
We see if we can hear Cooler. Cooler, say something, bro. Make sure we can hear you, bro. Before you was having microphone trouble.
Cool, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you a little bit better. Yeah, say something, Cooler.
Uh, yeah, is that better?
Better, bro. We hear you. Yeah.
All right. So I've been listening, and I don't have any disagreement with any of y'all. I think just speaking on the chaotic situation. I don't watch his channel. I've seen him a couple times on different people's channels that I'll be up on. Um, but hearing what Uda played, to me, those people that were saying that shit, like Uda said, man, they're just trying to get a reaction out of black people, and then they'll play that clip on their channel, trying to get people, to, raid their channel or flood their channel. And it seems like with a lot of this stuff on YouTube, and me being on YouTube for about 4 years, it seems like people have their moment and they'll get a big following or they'll get a bunch of views and then they move on to the next thing, man. And it just seems like these people have to try different things to try to get people to stick to their channel and to continue to watch their videos because they do make money from it. And some of these people, their livelihood is on YouTube. You know what I mean? So they got to keep trying different tactics to try to get people to keep coming to their channel, keep liking their videos and stuff like that. So I think, we just gotta just stop engaging, just stop overreacting, just nod, or just don't even show up on the panels. Just don't even let them up. But speaking towards the Epstein situation, what Seth was talking about.
Hold on, I gotta ask you a question because
Yes.
I know you from covering certain kinds of stuff, and I know you for years from the beginning covering certain kinds of stuff, right? You cover mad kinds of stuff, Nature Boy, mad stuff. I was covering some of that stuff back in the days too. So, but at the end of the day, the man said, I never heard nobody say like a minor is the actual predator and they seeing them as that. Even some of those people that's sick as hell that we know, I didn't even hear some of them say something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people, I mentioned that some of these girls will come on to them, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But to me, you should be man enough, like even if you're in a situation to where a minor comes onto you in any type of way, whether she wants money, whether she wants anything, as an adult, a functioning adult, you should be able to have the discernment and discipline to say no. You know what I mean? Just because, you understand that it's against the law first, you can go to prison, but also it's morally wrong. That person is not, in my opinion, developed enough to make the consent to actually have sex or deal with the person. So to me, when people make that argument, it's more so they're trying to justify their actions because they've either probably done it in the past or they're thinking about doing it, and they just want a way out to try to throw the blame off themselves onto a minor who can't mentally make that choice or understand the consequences down the line of what that means of having sex with an adult at a young age. And I think that a lot of these people, man, and like living in America, and I love America, trust me, but seeing what's going on with the Epstein files, seeing both Democrats and Republicans defend it, be part of it, like it's just like, man, we just live in a pedophilic country, man. And when and all these guys say they're Christian, say these different things, and it's just all like it's disheartening, man. Because I got a young boy and a young girl, a 2-month-old, and I just couldn't imagine, somebody doing that to my daughter because I'm gonna end their life. You know what I mean? And I'll probably get arrested for that while the Epstein co-conspirators are free right now walking around. You know what I mean? And like, it's just a shame, man. And I think somebody said it on Twitter yesterday. I can't remember who, but they said if we arrest everybody that's involved in the Epstein files or that's a co-conspirator, the whole system will collapse. Then make that motherfucker collapse then. Yeah, make that motherfucker collapse. Whether it's Republican, Democrat, we will rebuild a new one. But we cannot have these people who are pedophiles, who are PDF files, who are controlled by foreign countries, running our government, is controlling the future of our children. Because as we see, and yeah, like Sel said, man, like they're like the Epstein files, like it's just the tip of the iceberg. Like there's some darker shit that these people are doing with these children. Like I read one of the files talking about there's a photo that they redacted, and in the bottom caption, they're explaining what's going on in the photo. Like in the photo, it's like 6 men holding on to a pubescent child, and and they're spreading her legs open. And sticking their fingers in there. There's like the vagina's gassed. There's blood everywhere. There's bruises. Like that's just a tip. Yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show that we live in a sick fucking place. And to me, this whole place got to come down, man. Or at least the people that are in charge. Fuck it, man. Like they gotta go. Like whether it's jail, firing squad, or whatever, man. And I think that the reason why they're protecting them is because they know they're fucked up, and they're going to use the politicians and the billionaires and the military to protect themselves because of what the American people will do
But
if it
what
all
do
came
we
out.
need to
You know
do
what I
then?
mean?
If you say those things, right? Some of those
Yeah.
things may be in our control. A lot of them may not be. But with me hearing that, what does that tell me to do? Protect our children. That's what
Yes, for
we
sure.
should be protecting. We protecting our children. When we get to focusing and arguing on each other, we forgetting about our children. Okay. This is where we're getting confused. We have to focus on the children and even the weaponization against children and all of that. We're not on that because this is what it
No,
at.
that's fact.
This is where
No,
it's
that's
at.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? I think any form of it is wrong, point blank, no matter who did what. And this
I
is when we
agree.
start to really separate some of this shit for real. We start to protect our children, man, and start focus on what the fuck matters. And this is how we gonna get it together as men and women when we really got this like common goal. Fuck that. Ain't even about us no more. Ain't even about you. If you 30 plus anyway, you got a gray hair, ain't about you no more. Bye. It's not about that. It's about younger people. It's about each one of us being able to help younger people in our own right, in our own little ways that we could do it. Point blank, period. Maybe on a big scale, some of us. And that's why we're going to need some of the big people that we have. We need them to change. Even the Anton Daniels. It's not about burning all of our peoples at the stakes, bro. It's about our people have to change. Especially if you want to be a representation and you want to deem yourself to be that into the community, then you have to change. You have to be an example. And especially if you lead like a Christian and all this first, you have to be an example of the things that you're talking about all the time. Show them, show the people, show us. Don't be that. And we
Well,
always do that. Yeah, Raw.
here's the thing. So a lot of people say Epstein is racist because he didn't like little black children, and I was like, well, thank God for Jesus. Not, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, man. Jesus Christ.
Like, I don't think any
Yo, that's crazy, bro. I was like, imagine that. Wow, bro.
Well,
right.
racism
Like,
is
I
a
don't
good
want
thing.
anything. I don't want anything to happen to any children. But I mean, like, don't like us. We don't. Y'all not like us, and we not like y'all. And God bless everybody and keep
I
them.
was shocked to
But
hear that. I was just shocked to hear him say that he didn't like black people.
yeah,
I was
but
just shocked to hear him say that. You know what I mean? I was shocked. I was just shocked.
I wasn't
Anyway,
shocked because that's how most people operate in this America.
yeah.
They just do it under the cover of covertness. That's how the white hoods wound up starting off. They didn't start off because they were scared. They're not really trying to hide who they are. They just want to play in your face in the daytime and in the nighttime try to burn you down to the ground. But in this whole conversation, we have to hold a lot of people to task because saying that young women have to be friendly, fit, and feminine, and that they hit a wall when they're 25 or 30, and you want women that don't have no bodies. Well, if you want women that don't have no bodies, you're essentially saying that you want to sleep with a child.
Preach.
Preach.
So when I hear men saying stuff like that, even when I hear men that listen to that type of content and they be touting them speaking points, I'm like, oh, you're a weirdo. Let me stay away from you. But it's about a measure of control. And this is something that's been going on in this country since this country began. Even when you look at the churches of Latter-day Saints and Mormons, right? They told you about what it was. When you look at fundamental Latter-day Saints, when you look at Christianity as a whole, they have been pushing that narrative and that initiative. And then you got black people that's on some crab in a barrel. Oh, as long as you got money and I got an opportunity to get a couple little coins, I'm gonna excuse everything you got going on because you're gonna bless me with some bread. But all money's not good money. And I'm sorry, like I see everybody holding certain people to task, but here's the reality. The reality is the only way you can hold somebody to task is to tune out. Because when you're doing videos and you're talking about them, you're further pushing them in the algorithm. And I've been saying this stuff forever. Oota, you know this. You don't want to see somebody win or thrive. Don't push their name in the algorithm.
True.
Because what is really the incentive for them to stop? Oh, I did this wild out-ish, and now everybody and their mama's talking about it, and my bag is getting bigger every 21st of the month. And stop letting these people beat you in the head. They ain't getting no bread off of YouTube. They getting bread out of your pocket. Whenever you hear somebody say all day long, oh, hit the super chat, hit the cash app, become a membership. When you break down their analytics and revenue earning on the back end, the majority of the revenue that they earn is coming from super chats and cash apps. It's not coming from ad revenue because YouTube only pays content creators like 45% of the revenue from the ads. And when you're really looking at the subject matter that these people are talking about, you're not having high-end luxury brands pay you high CPMs to advertise on your channel. You're just not.
Facts.
So people out here talk about some YouTube is a business. No, YouTube is a begging platform. YouTube is digital panhandling, hard at work every damn day. These are panhandlers.
Shit, bro. You know.
That's why I married her. That's why I married her.
That's my sis. Me and her have been building. I already know. Trust me. I already know. But it's like, yo, man, what do we do to shift it? You know what I mean? That's why I think about it. You know? And it shows that some people just say, yo, it's the internet, it's YouTube, it's YouTube. But it shows that this shit actually is changing shit in real life. The shit is triggering shit in real life. You hearing some of these conversations outside of YouTube. It's making it outside of YouTube now. And it's becoming a real thing.
What's up, it's Wavy? But just like the two that you got on the thumbnail. Come on, man. This man been accused of putting his sausage inside of his daughter.
That's crazy, bro.
Because in Rhode Island, it's legal to do so.
I found out that today, man. He told me this today, man. That's crazy. I'm in New York.
Yeah, Shorty's weird. Shorty got videos where dudes is smacking her. She's on the floor playing like the role of the submissive, all type of weirdo stuff. So
what's going on, homie? Oh no, homie. Facts. You know, Oota don't know. Wavy salute. Oota do not know.
Yeah, like this is what I tell people all the time. Like it's everybody's best option, and I had to learn this the hard way. You got to play the clouds. You got to play the balcony section and just watch how people is really connected. Follow them back to their channels and see what the hell it is that they got going. Because one time me and Sel was having a show, and this one dude pulled up, and he was pretty chill or whatever. And then, you know, me playing the clouds, I went watching the clouds dudes on some weirdo stuff like. On some, it puts the lotion on its skin, playing the song, and you know what I'm saying, dancing in the mirror with the makeup and like doing team too much. And you know, people are weird on the internet.
Hey, Oota, you want to hear something crazy? That same dude had Grace on the webcam.
The same person? Oh, no, that's wild.
Dude.
That's wild. That's wild.
And it's crazy because people like I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, Oota. There's certain things I've been wanting to for a minute, but you a grown me. I can't tell you what to do. But certain people that you congregate with then had these same people, these same weirdos up on their platform, bigging them up, promoting them hard body. Even after they knew what was up, they made excuses for that. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta watch, bro. And I hate to say it because it's people that are skin folk, but they ain't kin folk. That whole little sector, they are parasites. That's why I stopped hanging around them. They're parasites. It don't matter what's going on. It don't matter if you said you going down with a 12-year-old. It don't matter if you said you're going to mess around with your daughter. They selling their soul for the cheap. No cap. Just as long as they get a little $2 super chat every day.
We gotta change the culture. That's what we coming to do. We coming to change the culture of a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're gonna put our focus on all of the things that they're gonna keep throwing in front of our face. Be it the Epstein, be it this, be it that. And we so reactive that people could bank on that our minds could be taken away. Because I was live at the Diddy trial. So it just shows us how our mind could just be diverted in such of a way. I was there every day for 40 days inside the court, outside that shit, just like a zoo every day. And it just shows how our mind could just get detracted and just derailed so fast about anything they just want to put in front of us. And it just shows us that that's one of the main things is that we cannot be as reactive. That's one thing.
Did it change your perspective on
Diddy? On Diddy? Now,
Yeah.
I already had my feelings when I got there. But at the end of the day, you know, I got to see his family. And sometimes you could probably see a person's family and you probably could see a person came from something probably better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just hearing that whole trial, the whole case, that shit's just crazy. You know? So it didn't really change no.
The thing with the Diddy trial is this, and women to this day still get mad at me. Every single woman that was involved with Diddy, they signed up for that. They signed up for it. They willingly participated in that. He didn't coerce them.
I don't know. When it did with Cassie, maybe a little bit different. You know what I mean? Cassie was there when she was younger. She was his girlfriend. She been there. So, you know what I mean? It's a little different with Cassie. But Jane is most definitely like that. And I was like that at the trial. You know what I'm saying? But even she was a victim of Diddy in her own ways. But, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to it, you know what I mean? She still was younger. She still was groomed to some of it. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean she was innocent because in some ways she was cheating from the beginning on her boyfriend. Then she was cheating when she, you know what I mean? I go into mad things that she did as well. But, you know, in some ways she still was a victim of Diddy.
From a woman's perspective, it's like this though, just like how you said, she was social climbing, right? She was trading up. That's what she was doing on her journey. And there's a lot of young women that's not necessarily groomed. They just gonna use what they got to get what they want. And if that means you put some powder in front of their face and they're gonna sniff it, and they know they're gonna sniff this powder, you're gonna give them a couple dollars, they're gonna take that. But a woman that has true self-respect and that has parents that give a damn about her too, it's not going down like that. Because Cassie's mother and her involvement in the situation, I wanted to smack a mother.
Yeah, the mother was, you know what I'm saying? The mother ended up, you know, putting the house up, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Diddy basically was acting like he wanted her to pay some money, I guess, something like that. He ended up sending the money back, I think, whatever the case. But you know, a lot of that stuff she didn't know, but the mother was the first person to document the first footage that we saw of a bruise that we saw that she got when she left Diddy crib. I think his Manhattan address, his Mapleton address, whatever, wherever the Mapleton address is. His Mapleton address. They was having a little argument in the crib, and she wanted to leave, and she wanted to go because they was already beefing. She was already abused, I guess. And he kicked her in the back on the way out. But when she left and got home to her mom, this was the first time she actually got home to her mom's. Because sometimes she was there talking about, I want to go home. And she had in the hotel for like 7 days and all that. Then came after having in the hotel for 7 days. He came, was like, all right, cool. You could come out now. We're going to bring you to the studio. So it was like some shit like that after a while. So it was a lot of that and a lot of other shit mixed into that. So with that, it's just different, you know. And then she was his girl. So she was Cassie Combs, like he said in his own words. So at the end of the day, I got to take it from her perspective as his girl.
You remember Waiting to Exhale? Mm-hmm. When Savannah's mama was like, he's a good man, Savannah. Even though he was a piece of crap, ain't nothing do. There's a lot of mothers out here that is grooming their daughters. It don't be the dudes. It be the moms. The moms be setting these daughters up. And I'm going to tell you, Cassie's mother set Cassie up to keep getting that money from Diddy. Because even after she got free, right? What's to do with tell-all? Were you telling people that people peed in your mouth and all of this and all of that to get a little bit of coin, right? Even her man, even her husband. Yeah, so as a man, you're going to sit there and be like, yeah, all this stuff happened to her and I'm standing right by her side. No, you're not. That was for a paycheck.
They didn't want that. Cassie moms did not want that. I'm telling you. She did not want that. So much so she didn't want that. Kid Cudi and her spent the whole like vacation, Christmas, whatever holiday with the moms over there. The moms wanted her away from Diddy, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how they even got into that. That's how Capricorn Clark got caught up into their little thing with because she called Capricorn talking about she with Kid Cudi and they cooking food together and all type of thing. And then that's when Diddy ran down, took her phone. It was like, who you talking to with Capricorn Clark? That's how he found out about them. That's how he got into the thing, went to go chase down, went to his crib. Went to Kid Cudi crib. Allegedly went to Kid Cudi crib and all of that. Kid Cudi went like, who that? I'm going to see him right now. Where you at, my house? Because he was with Cassie when Capricorn was on the phone. It's like, yo, Diddy going crazy. And then Diddy like, who you talking to? Took the phone. Because Capricorn Clark bought Cassie the burner phone. Because Cassie, she's like, yo, you about to get us clipped. What the fuck is wrong with you? You calling this thing on a regular phone that he paying? Hold on. She took it to the store and bought Cassie a phone. This is how green Cassie is. Cassie green. She had to buy Cassie a phone to even think about doing what the hell she was doing already.
Let me ask you a question.
With that whole situation, that's just crazy.
Let me ask you a question. If you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, do you stay?
No, but then I don't know. It's a lot of pressure with that, though. You know what I mean? Because when she was trying to leave at times, and then he would like have the people bringing her back, and it was She would
How many
run from a
times?
freak off and get dragged back and all type of shit. So there was a lot of shit going
How
on.
many?
She ran from freak offs and got dragged back to freak offs. She had hiding spots in certain hotels. The Beverly Hills, she had the behind the garbage. And the next one, she had the whole the hallway shit. She had certain spots. She had her spots at certain spots. So besides her being that, and she only didn't want to be a part. I can't say she wasn't down with it because she was. But when it got violent, when she started to see him changing, his eyes start changing or whatever, he wasn't the man that I know he is, her own words, is when she was like, you know what? I got a boogie. And that's when we seen the video that we saw because she was in a FO live with bro. And yeah, she was trying to get up out of one. And Diddy
So
was bringing her back.
let me ask you this, and then I'm gonna jump down. I gotta go
Yeah, I'm
because
about
I'm
to
watching this. But when was the police ever called? And if she could, how did she inevitably get out? All of a sudden, she had the power. I have the power to walk away.
It's timely. It's timely.
Yes,
Very timely. Very timely. Everything's timely. But
timing is key.
timing's key. But the only time that I know of that a police was called wasn't by Cassie. It was by her homegirl. What's her name? Kathy Morgan. What's her name? Karen Morgan. Whatever. The white girl. A homegirl called the Jakes, but then they came. That's after the situation. She called the police, but when they came, Cassie didn't really give them no information and stuff like that. So that was the only time that I know of police being called. Besides Cassie going to call, because she went to the hallway and got on the phone in the hallway of the video that we seen. Because the longer video, you see the long video, she goes to the phone and picks up the phone and calls downstairs to the desk. And when she calls to the desk, Diddy comes towards her, grabs something, her bags or whatever the first time, remember? She runs to the phone automatically. Then he goes back. He comes back. She's already
But you're
towards the
older,
phone.
man. Like the reality is there are a lot of situations that are created like in real life with normal people where
Yeah,
these
normal
women
people is
don't
better.
have enough to
That's what I'm saying.
protect themselves, even
Yeah.
using the law. You get what I'm saying? So when we start to make these arguments and give these men, let alone a man with some power, right?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Like
I
I
agree.
can at any time accept the fact that this victim, right, didn't believe that making these moves that we try to hold her to a standard of would actually benefit her. In fact, they might actually make her life worse, right?
Yeah.
I can
Probably
accept
get
that
him on
argument.
the live. Who the fuck knows?
You know what I mean? Yeah, it can go that far. So I'm just saying when we even make the argument of, well, what if and what about, and we got to look at where we're coming from, and it's only to empower or protect the abuser. It's not beneficial to the victim at all.
Well, as a woman, that's been in some questionable situations, that's had to make moves, make a charge, make a change, make some shit happen to protect myself. I'm telling you, he's mistreating you and you want to get away from them. You call the police. You walk away by any means necessary.
But
I'm
here's the
telling you
thing.
as a woman, I'm telling you as a woman that women stay in those type of situations because they don't have the resolve within themselves to take a step back from the money and
So here,
rebuild.
so here's
You
the
can't
thing.
get
So it's
that.
like a
You can't get
topic
that.
for me as
I
a
don't think so.
man, right? To kind of
Mhm.
speak to what you're saying.
I don't think so.
My son's mother, as much as we fought, right? My oldest son. All the rest of my kids with my wife, right? But my first kid, me and her, we were engaged. It didn't work out. She allowed me. She blessed me, right? With the opportunity to be the primary parent, right? What I'm saying to you is this. If I make the argument every time from that premise of what I was able to accomplish,
Yeah.
right? I'm diminishing real issues that my brothers might be going through,
True.
right? You know what I mean? We can't always argue it from what's possible or what we would do, right?
Well,
Everybody's not us. If you feel like you're a strong person with resolve to the point you used, right? Everybody's not
Everybody's not
mhm.
us.
there. Everybody's not there.
They not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
us,
It take
right?
a
I
lot for
get
some
that.
people. Some people is different. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot for different people.
And these people deserve to be protected from predators. Flat
No,
Yeah.
out.
these people deserve to be empowered to know that you don't have to stay a victim. You do have the resolve within yourself to make some things change. In
But we
your
don't get to
situation, hold on a second, brother. In your situation in particular, There are several men that don't even put forth the effort to go and get their children. So they don't even know if they would be blessed or not to get their children. There's,
I'm one of
and to
them.
my
I had
point,
mine. I was graced with the same blessing. Uda was graced with the same. I had custody of my kid. My son is 18 right now.
You dig what I'm
So
saying?
I
And
had
I
I
didn't have
raised
to
my son.
fight for
My
it.
son mom lived where the hell she lived. My son is so I'm one of
and
those same contestants. Thank you,
And I
Jesus.
didn't have to fight for it.
And I
You get what I'm
right.
saying?
it was a
So I'm
little
not
struggle
gonna
at first,
judge other
but
men.
it
Go ahead,
happened how it
Moses.
happened. Thank you,
But
Jesus.
if the other men didn't go to even attempt to try to get their kids, I'm not going to sit there and coddle them because they didn't even try or make any effort. Just
Well,
like
my
with
thing is
women. Hold
I
on, let me just
simply
get
deal
this
with
out.
wrong is wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, let her land
I
it. Let her
gotta,
land. Let her land it.
right. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah, bro.
jump.
Yeah,
I
bro.
gotta jump because I'm getting off lunch.
Yeah, yeah,
But
bro.
even when it comes down to women, right? Women are told that they're fragile and they're weak. Women are mentally conditioned to give power to their abusers. And the only way to stop someone from abusing them, even with Cassie, is to take your power back by any means necessary, whatever the cost. And what a lot of people did with this Cassie and Diddy situation is and say, oh no, all these women were victims. They don't need to be held to no measure of accountability for the decisions that they chose to make and what they chose to engage in. And as a real one, raising young women, nah, that's not the case. You got to be walking circumspect in who you getting involved with and where you going and what you doing and what you ever allowing from the onset. That is the underlying issue. But I got to jump. Thanks for having me, Uda. Bye.
Take it easy, baby.
But
See
the
you tomorrow.
underlying part in that is, she did take her power back. And that's literally the criticism that she then gets, right? Like, you don't get to determine when a victim is strong enough to fight back.
That's
At
one
some
thing.
point, she fought back and not only was a main component of putting him in a cell, you know what I mean? But she put her hand in his pocket as well. You get what I'm saying? Like she did finally get her justice to a degree. And we can't determine when she's ready to attack that, when she feels like she can win.
Nah, let me jump in this right quick. So,
Yes,
dude,
bro.
I don't know how much time you got. So I'm trying to
I'm
make
going
it
probably
quick.
for like a little, probably 15 more minutes or something.
All right. So this is the way I look at it, right? We have daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and I have female family members who I've discussed this with on addendum, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about y'all, but I can only speak for myself. So if y'all want to agree to disagree or agree to agree, then it's cool.
Okay.
I've had females in my family be like, he put his hands on me. And my first question is, did you call the police? Did you leave? What did you do? Not what did you do to cause it? What did you do in the reaction? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the typical answer that I get back is he said he's not gonna do it again. The next time she come back and tell me he put his hands on me again, I'm be like, and what the fuck that mean? You see what I'm saying? And the only reason I feel that way is because this. When it comes down to self accountability and responsibility, you knew that nigga put his hands on you the first time. Why did you stay? Based on because he said he not gonna do it again. Guess what? The devil said he wasn't gonna sin again. Guess what? You see what I'm saying? So
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people, I don't know, man. I mean, because this also could be embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you might be getting abused and you might be in something abusive. Maybe you do want to tell somebody. You know what I'm saying? How do you go about telling somebody this? Like, how you probably going about if you're getting abused in a relationship, right?
mhm,
And your mother probably think that this person love you and all of this is good and you have this, right?
right.
Maybe this person is the person that you got to go and tell, right? But maybe
Mhm,
it's embarrassing at the same time too. So sometimes embarrassment, people take shame in the same thing when they're not to blame for some of it, right?
right,
Because nobody should be their hands put on them at all, right?
right.
So at the end of the day, when we dealing with things like that, it becomes a lot. But for me, coming up from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
So when we heard those things, I wish I was less reactive because when we heard those things, we popped up, we went to go see these people, and that's what that was. So we
right.
brought about the change that we thought we wanted to see. We went to go see him. And that's how that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And something changed. I don't know. Sometimes it never changes. Who knows? But
Well,
it's something for people to think about in their mind that this could happen. And a lot of time people need that to think about because I think that people really respect what they can't disrespect sometimes.
absolutely,
Respect
but
a little bit
here's the
more.
thing. What you describing is right. I think this is not too hard to understand. Getting a battery put in your back, right? oh, he put his hands on me. Now you go over there to do something to him. You come to find out she actually threw an iron at him and hit him with the lamp. And then she pulled a gun on him. So he had no other choice but to defend himself. Now you up here looking like a goofy. You like, well, I came over here to defend you. And this going on. So I understand that, right? But you know, one thing I teach my daughters, the one thing you ain't got to be embarrassed about is the truth, because the truth will defend itself. The lie you got to tell more on top of, right? So if you sit here and you tell me, yeah, I stole the cookie out the cookie jar, you ain't got nothing to be embarrassed about, because you know what you did, you know why you did it, and you know you about to get held accountable for it. But if you sit here and tell me that, oh, it was my brother who did it, now I got to get on your brother. Then it come to find out your brother didn't do it. Now I got to get on your other brother. Then your sister did come to find out you don't want to got the crumbs all on your mouth. It's just like, so you more than willing to let other people go through what you went through. This is why I say, when it comes to Cassie, she knew what was going on and she allowed other people to be dragged into it. Like the whole thing about her going to get all these other escorts and bringing all these other people in. If you want to talk about victims, yeah, I can ride that train. Cassie's a victim, but everybody else is too. And she's a willing participant. And if he's going to get charged, she should get charged.
To some degree.
To some degree, yeah. If you
Some
got paid,
degree, bro. Not all the way though. He is the one. He is in a position. He could have been better. Why aren't our black men being better when you're in a position, Diddy? Why aren't you doing nothing better but chilling with the goddamn oils in the Astroglide slip and slide, Diddy? Why are you doing this, bro?
And
Why you want to play yourself, bro? So we can put all the weight towards Cassie and say fuck it. But at the end of the day, he owned her own life. He owned her whole shit. He basically did. She couldn't really do shit. He put her in a 10-year deal. She dropped one album, if ever. She had bad songs. They brought up mad songs that they heard. The lawyers brought up the songs that she had. I'm like, oh shit, she had songs with Wayne. Everybody. We ain't never heard none of them shits, bro. Lil Baby, everybody. Come on, bro. So when we think about everything in this shit, it's more. You know what I'm saying? Her situation is much more. And she was his girl too. So it's not like she was just some floozy named Susie. She was his girl. So who the hell can know him better than his own girl?
And see, Oota, the problem is, like, I give victims the benefit of the doubt, right? More than I want to challenge it, right? Like, yes, I do, before anybody goes there, that there are liars out here. Yeah, but when I compare liars to victims, right? No, I think it's more important, right, to protect the victims than to attack the liars. I would like to deal with the liars, right? I do believe that if you make a false claim, right, like, and it's just blatantly crazy, then yeah, some of these people should be prosecuted when it comes to women, right? But at the end of the day, when you're just looking at numbers alone, I'm not trying to make it easier for the victims, which outweigh, you get what I'm saying, the fake accusers. I'm not trying to make it more difficult for them. So even with, the Cassie situation, the reality is, like, she got pulled into all of this as basically a child, or what I would call, as the type of man that I am, a child, right? Many men will sit here and argue that a 17-year-old black woman isn't a child, right? That'll never be my argument. So I'm saying those women, I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And so when I look at, what Cassie went through, it's kind of a clear example of how long this can go on, right? So while this all went on for this whole time, the fact is there should be certain moments where, as black men, we just draw a line. It ain't about her no more.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let me counter that right quick. And I'm not saying this about you. I'm speaking in general, right? So I'm talking about the whole scope, the climate of it all, not just you. If that willingness was given to black men, then I would understand that. But what happens when black men go to report something happened to them, especially if it's a female? Oh yeah, she did this to me. What's the usual reaction he gonna get? As a young man, my auntie did something to me, or my mother did something to me, or grandmother did something to me, or I was passed around by multiple. What's the usual reaction that you get? Be honest.
The usual reaction is from men. Oh, that wasn't abuse to me.
Exactly. But that's my point. And stop right there. Yeah. But and here's my thing. So I can ride with you on we should be more believing, or we should be listening more to victims. But if that same measure is not going to be given across the board, then what are we doing? Because now if we can only say believe all women, I could point you to a multitude of cases where dudes have lost their whole entire career and life behind a lie because the woman was believed. Johnny Depp is a grand example of this. Look at what that man went through, lost everything. Look at Jonathan Majors.
But we can play the numbers game all day. How many
But
women
let's
was
be
victim
clear,
of
though,
men?
right?
How many women were victim of men?
That's
My
If you want to
view
play
is
that game, bro.
protect
A
all
lot.
victims. My fault.
So all right then. So when we think about this game, that's not a game that we even want to play. So still in all, regardless of the fact, because a victim doesn't have a gender. Victims are victims because victims could be boys, victims could be girls. You know what I'm saying? A victim is a victim. That's just first thing. So we have to listen to what people saying. You know what I mean? That's just first thing. We just have to. We have to take that into account. And for me, I done read this whole thing. I done was there all day. So I got a chance to really see this. I went there, tried with no mindset, like, you know what, let me just have an unbiased mind and try to see this. You know what I mean? So I don't think the prosecution really completed a lot of things like the RICO. And I've been saying that during the trial. But as far as the kid that he's there for, yeah, he did that. And those things could have been proven with just flight records and receipts. You know what I mean? So they didn't need
So quick question
to get him. What up, Cool?
for everybody.
What's up?
So do we all agree that richness and fame is like alcohol or like a drug when it comes to consent?
It can be.
It can be.
Because it's
like an accelerator.
Because the reason I bring that up is because, right, when Cassie was a child, right, Diddy's richness, his fame, right, it could have influenced her to, and the lifestyle to join him at first, right? Then once she got accustomed to the lifestyle, the nice cars, nice house, the money, the shopping, it could be hard for a person that's being abused to leave that situation if it's like not life or death, like when it comes to that, right? So her sleeping with people that she don't want to sleep with, I can see how she could have not, have left because the lifestyle, the pros of it outweighs what she went through, right? So the reason I bring that up is because, like when it comes to what Ross said about, like, I agree with everything until we get to the police part, right? Because we know that rich, powerful men usually control the police in some type of way, or whether it's through influence, their name, money, or whatnot. And we see that with the Epstein victims,
They
right?
get a certain level of respect when the police pull up. I agree.
Yeah. So like with the Epstein victims, right? Like they'll say all day that these witnesses aren't credible, but doesn't that make sense for the rich and powerful people to kind of own the police, own law enforcement? So they're obviously going to say they're not credible, right?
Let me speak on this because a lot of people not really too versed on it. I'm not saying that y'all are not, but I'm just saying this for the sake of the show. A lot of people not really too versed on this, and the reason I said it is because yes, wealth does buy you different level of access, but when it comes to Epstein, that man he's not the definition of wealth. You see what I'm saying? He's not the definition of rich. He's something that a lot of people can't even describe in one word. And you got to think, if he was that powerful, what about the people who was around him who not only sought him out for counsel, but they also referred him? So they're in a different league. They don't have a word for what Epstein and what those powerful people was. And it wasn't just men. Was it a majority of men? Of course it was a majority of men. But it was a women too, yes. But here's the thing.
So, for example, okay.
They're PDF protectors. There's a word for them.
When it comes down to the police, it's been plenty of police that tried to bring this situation to light. But what happened was, if they thought that Epstein needed to go because of what he knew, imagine what they did to the police officers, bro. So in some situations, I can agree with you. When the Epstein situation, what Pam Bondi said, and I don't know why, everybody's all in the rut about Pam Bondi saying, I said it 4 months ago when I said that if the Epstein files come out, the whole entire world will implode. Police ain't got nothing to do with this.
Well, let it implode. Then. What the hell's going on? We waiting for
the reason
y'all want to do
it. Problem. Let it
what
implode.
We waiting for? Because y'all can just do that when y'all ready anyway. Let us implode now. Let's just get it out.
So, like for example,
right?
So to your point, right? And I agree with you. But let's say, like for example, right? Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew. Let's just throw Donald Trump in there to be fair on both sides, right? Let's say a woman comes to the FBI about these three individuals, right? Is when those people are interviewing them and they take it up the ladder to their higher ups, the higher ups are going to get word, hey, this can't come out, right? For whatever reason, this gonna like cause too much shit. So let's kind of put it in the bud. So let's write that they are not credible. Let's write that they need psychiatric help. Let's say, that they're suffering from all these different things, and that protects the elites from actually being arrested because
Absolutely.
it comes down the ladder, right? So that's my point with the Diddy situation. Like, if you don't think Diddy controlled New York in a certain sense when it comes to his fame,
He
his
had the key
power,
to the city. He had the
No,
key
like
to
you
the
don't think
city.
so?
I don't think so. I think
His shit was
what
behind
Diddy had
scenes,
is this.
man. His
Hey, yo,
little rep was
Oda,
behind
Diddy
scenes.
had the
His little
key
Yeah.
to the
internal.
city, man.
He had an internal thing going on. I'll explain it to you. He had an internal thing going on. A lot of those same people was culpable, or I mean, they should have been with him. Some of the people
Yeah,
that was
let's
helping
be
him to
real.
facilitate
Vote or
all of
die,
that
right?
stuff.
That put him in a good spot with
You
the
know what I'm saying?
political even
That's
left.
what it is.
You get what I'm
It is
saying?
what it
Like,
No,
he had the
that
keys
that
to the
voter
city.
But that
voter
ain't help
that
him in the run, man. He's
that
still in the
didn't
middle.
help him.
That ain't
Yeah.
helping, bro. He still got caught in the kennel and still got put up in the blender, regardless of the fact. So those
Well,
things didn't help him. He see it now. Looking
yeah.
back, hindsight is 2020. He can see that now. Feel me?
Well, you
Because the
gotta
same powers that be paying to get his ass up out of here. Why? And that's probably allegedly connected with the Epstein files as well, because that took our eyes off of some of this and gave a little bit more time, because these files should have been out a long time ago, bro.
That
These
was over
files should have been out
Diageo with
a
Diddy.
long time ago. That's part of that too. But things start from things. But when people cooking, you don't see that seasoning just happening. You didn't see the pepper get thrown in the pot.
Correct.
You didn't see that when Granny cooking, it's just cooking, and when it come out, all you just know is the dish. So we just got to stop looking for that and start seeing the seasonings. And this is when we're gonna stop being
Being
so
sprinkled.
reactive, and we're gonna kind of say, all right, cool, y'all got something going on. Let me see what the pot looking like. All right, cool. We're gonna start to wait to see what the dish look like. And that's how we stop being so reactive. And this
But
is how we start to change
Oda,
that. But
the
look,
hard
I gotta
part for
spin
me
though.
is
I gotta spin. I'm gonna do another live in a minute. I'm gonna do another
you
live
gotta
in a
go.
minute.
You gotta go.
I gotta spin. I gotta come back. So
y'all
yo,
spin
listen.
off Oda.
Yeah, I'm come back. I'm probably up another live in like an
Salute
hour.
to my Odas. All
You know how we do it, bro. I appreciate y'all though, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Take it easy. Oot.
And this is what it's about. It's about us having a conversation, even if we disagree on any side, it doesn't matter. It's about us all having a conversation. Salute to Cell, salute to Kulu. Screaming salute to my bro. Make sure y'all subscribe to the bros and Wall Street Willie. Make sure you subscribe to my bros. Facts of life. But yeah, man, this is what we doing, man. I'm gonna be back in a little bit. We gonna cook up another stream. That's what it is. You already know.
I'm gonna get the notification. You know, I stomped on the notification, the like. I hit them all. You know what
You know
I
how
mean?
we
So
do, bro.
I'm gonna pop out.
Salute to you, brother. You know that.
Salute to my Odas.
You know you're my brother, son. Salute to you. Kulu, salute to you too, brother. You one of the last one left, man. Keep the fight going, man. You fighting a good fight over there, man. Keep the fight you fighting going on, man. One more highlight. But start to opening up your topics. Start to talk about some different things too. Start adding some other stuff, some more topics in that. Start mixing it up over there. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of insight and a lot of different things. And I think that if you start to talk about some of these things, I think it's just going to balloon your channel in another direction. So start to mix up this with that. And as you start to mix this stuff, I'm telling you, you're going to wean from some, but you're still going to be on the same mission either way. So just start to blend
I
something.
appreciate that. And note taking, bro. For sure.
Trust me.
And note taking, for sure. I'll see you next live.
Facts, bro. Salute to my bro Kulu. Live streaming. My broski. Salute to Kulu. Yeah, though, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bells on and make sure you're notified. I'm gonna start doing some panels. I'm gonna put together some panels, women, men. We're gonna start to have some of the real conversations that we need to have. Make sure you're a part of them. Make sure you're a part of the channel and do the right things. That's it. That's all we doing. Oota, oota, oota. Always on go.
All my niggas from the oota. All my niggas turn shooters. Oota, oota. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. Oota. All my niggas turn shooters. Oota, oota. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas from the oota. All my niggas turn shooters. Oota, oota. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. Shooters on the road. On the internet, you ain't been this way. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the oota. Welcome to the oota. All my niggas from the oota. All my niggas turn shooters. Oota, oota. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. Shooters on the road. On the internet, you ain't been this way. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the oota. Welcome to the oota. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake.